start off with Jake.
Yeah, Jake, so walk us through your path a little bit, and we know the transfer and all that, and how ultimately you decided you wanted to follow Coach DeVries to West Virginia and walk on here.
For sure, yeah. So you probably know I'm a fifth year. I played 4 years of D2 basketball in Kansas City, and so I had the COVID year because my freshman year was when all the eligibility was messed up. So I was actually planning on coming back to Rockhurst for fifth year, but my coach stepped down. I decided to enter the transfer portal because why not? Explore my options. And I really, I thought the fifth year was an opportunity just to experience something new. I played those 4 years. I was a high-minute guy. I knew what that was like, and I was honestly ready for a new experience. I reached out to Tucker when I realized he was coming here, and I was like, why not do something crazy with this last year? Because most people only get 4 years of true eligibility. So I thought this was the best opportunity I had. I had a few D2 offers, some good opportunities elsewhere, but I thought if I did something else, I would regret not pursuing this experience. So
the high minutes in your fifth year obviously wasn't as big a deal as just experiencing a high level of college basketball. Is that fair?
Right. Yeah. So obviously it's hard sometimes not being on the court when you've done that pretty much your whole life. It's definitely a new role that I've had to embrace, but Coach DeVries is big on really finding guys who accept the role and buy into it. And I think me accepting my role as a practice guy and a guy who's coming with experience is big for this team. And it's new, but it's a role I've enjoyed.
Did you ever see West Virginia practicing at Rockhurst when you were there?
I actually did not. No, I got to see. I saw Drake play. I think it was Oral Roberts my junior year. They had an exhibition game. I also saw Houston practice there for the Big 12 tournament, so that was pretty cool. But no, I never saw West Virginia practice.
Coach was just talking about, the practices leading up to the Pitt game were pretty good practices, solid, and then, so you're probably, there's not a high level of concern going into that game, but then it just kind of falls apart during the game. So how much of a surprise, having gone through those practices and seen the energy level and stuff, so how much of a surprise was that game the other night?
Yeah, that was a big surprise, to be honest. I thought we had a great week of practice. We spent a lot of time going over the scout, and I thought we did a pretty good job of preparing for that game. I was ready to walk out of Pittsburgh with our heads high and coming back to Morgantown with the win. But I think that's also something I bring to the table is 4 years of experience on both good teams and bad teams. You got to learn to stick together, even if a game you thought was going to go one way goes another way. You got to stick together, and because the season's a grind, and you just got to move on to the next one.
As part of the role in practice, are you emulating the best player on the other team and things like that?
Yeah, usually. This week I'm Iona's leading scorer.
Yeah.
Last week I was Leggett for Pittsburgh. So it's fun to kind of impersonate a different player. Like Leggett's good at getting to the rim. I'm not much of a attack the rim kind of guy, but I was working on that last week. So it's fun to play different guys.
So do you watch tape of the guy that you're going to emulate, and do you take it down to various mannerisms? How detailed do you get into that?
Yeah, I don't know about the mannerisms. I kind of just stick to my own mannerisms when it comes to that. But yeah, coaches will send us some clips. Like Coach Cavell sent us a bunch of clips on Iona, so we do really try to embody what our specific guy does on their team. So I'm the leading scorer, so I'm getting to shoot it quite a bit in practice, which is fun. Ultimate green light. But yeah. Yep.
I understand you were pretty good friends with Tucker. When did that start? How did that develop? And I'm guessing that was a big part in you ended up coming here.
Yeah, so we actually didn't know each other very well, but we had a great rivalry in high school. My senior year, we played each other 3 times, and he got the best of me there. He won 2. So we were good competitors in high school, but we weren't really great friends. We had each other's contact, and we knew of each other. And I just took a chance. I just reached out to him, and I was like, I'd be more than willing to be a walk-on for this team. And he's like, yeah, my dad's more than willing to have you. He thinks you'd kind of be a steal for the walk-on position. So, you know, I just went with it, roll with it, and I've had a great experience so far, so I'm glad I did it.
Moving from the Midwest, I mean, so Iowa, like Kansas City, what's it like moving to West Virginia?
It's definitely a new atmosphere. You know, Des Moines and Kansas City are pretty similar. I've never had this sort of small town feel. I mean, what's the population? Like, I'm not even sure what it is, 30,000. But you have everything you need in this town, so it's not a whole lot different when it comes to your daily life. You know, a lot of our life is spent on the basketball court and just hanging within our groups on the team, and so I mean, you make the best out of it no matter where you are. So.
A lot more hills, though, right?
Yeah, I've done my fair share of hiking out here, which has been pretty fun. You know, I had the option of really my options were to either play at Hawaii Hilo, which is a D2 school, or come to Morgantown, and you know, both of those are pretty adventurous spots. I said I've made the most of Morgantown with hiking, and yeah, I love it out here.
So you passed up Hawaii to come to Morgantown?
Yeah, like
Okay.
back on the D2 experience thing. It would have been obviously a different geographical experience, but I was ready for something new.
What about the amenities here? I mean, obviously D2, you're working with whatever you got, but just in this building alone, you get training table, you get weight rooms, all those things I'm sure you didn't have. What are the things that you have here that you didn't have?
Yeah, you know, it's even just having your own gym. Like, we don't share this gym with anybody. At a D2 school, your resources are you have less resources, and you have to share the basketball court with the volleyball team. Sometimes the baseball team practices on the basketball court. You're like, what is going on here? But yeah, just having access 24 hours to great facilities it's been tremendous, and I'm definitely taking advantage of it.
The guy that can hit 3-pointers, game comes down or first half comes down, whatever, one possession, feel ready to, hey, I can be one of those 3-4 guys spreading the line, taking that last shot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've always been a great shooter, and that doesn't change no matter the level that you're at. Obviously, the guys are more athletic, more physical, but I think the skill translates from D2 to D1, and yeah, I'd be more than happy to take that last shot.
Most threes you've had, high school, college, what was your high?
Last year, I hit 7 threes in a row in the second half. That was the most. I don't know if I hit 8 in college or 7, but actually, Brad, who does the broadcasting, he went to Valley too, and we kind of butt heads because he had 8 3-pointers, which is the most at Valley history, and I had 7. So, but I let him know that I had the most in a single season, so I gave him some. yeah, he'll let me know that until I'm out of here. Yep.
You know, obviously you'd seen Darren DeVries from afar and watched his coaching. And now that you're working with him or under him, what's he like? You know, what's his coaching style like?
Yeah, well, I'd say off the court he's really personable, which helps. It helps to gain trust of your players. I really love his coaching style. He lets you play pretty freely. He likes to really hone in on his players' strengths and kind of build off the offense that way. Most of the coaches I've played for have really had a set structure. They love set plays. They go back to what's worked in the past, and they kind of overuse it, abuse what they've had success with. But he trusts his players, and I think a free-flowing offense is what's worked for him in the past, and he'll continue to do that. So. He's big on toughness. I know he was disappointed with our toughness in the pit game, and he let that be known, and I don't think that'll be a problem the rest of the year. So that's one thing he harps on, and I think that's one thing that'll take him a long way.
You want to coach eventually?
I've thought about it, but I actually think, so I'm pursuing a degree in financial advising, not a degree, a career in financial advising. But I'll coach my kids down the road, I think. But yeah, I think no matter what, this experience it'll prove very worthy for whatever I choose to do. And honestly, I had someone ask me, are you looking to coach? Is that why you're going to West Virginia? I was like, no, I think it's valuable to see the highest level of competition and really be a part of that every day. And I think that'll honestly serve itself well in the workforce too. Just proving yourself as someone who's willing to compete and be up there with the best every day.
Did you get your degree already at Rutgers? Or did you
Yeah, I got a degree in accounting and data analytics. So I'm currently getting a master's in data analytics. Yep.
Jake, thank you.
Yep. Thank you, guys.